This episode of DDO Players News is brought to you by the Skull Splitter Dice Company. SkullSplitterDice.com for all of your dice needs. And don't forget about the 2020 Dice Celebration Kickstarter that is ongoing now. Your chance to get 10 beautiful sets of dice. That's right, you have 10 different colors to choose from. Each of the colors on the new dice sets have been carefully handpicked, and each dice will feature gold foil inclusions and shimmer glitter effects that create a magical appearance. And of course, the Skull Splitter Double Axe logo we all love is in the 20 position on the D20s. The Fey Lord's Boon, the Pixie's Treasure, the Snow Maiden's Kiss, Andorra's Fury, Feywild's Echo, Mermaid's Blessing, Pixie's Promise, Medusa's Mirror, Astral Silver, and the Ifrit's Eye are the colors you can pick from. So check them out over on the Kickstarter. Link will be in the show notes for this episode. Once again, thank you to the Skull Splitter Dice Company for sponsoring this episode of DDO Players News.
Good day, everyone. This is Pilot Needles, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Draculata.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going?
Hello there, Draculata. Are people surviving in Barovia?
Barely, but yes. All sorts of things are happening. Stay-in-place orders and no traveling orders. And
hold on. Barovia's had a stay-in-place order for centuries.
That's kind of what I thought. I was like, this is no big deal because I'm stuck here anyway. But the thing that's the problem is the social distancing thing. It's hard to feed off people when you have to stay 6 feet from them.
All right, I do admit that does make it a little bit more difficult.
Things are hard out here for us vampires. I'm just saying.
All right, you can't be a proper vampire anymore.
That's right. You gotta social distance now.
You gotta social distance. I thought that's what your enchantment spell in order to befuddle people.
Maybe. I don't know.
The
world is changing, Pineleaf.
The world is changing. I suppose that is true. Oh, well. Let's then head out into the news for this week, and we are going to begin with a little news from Standing Stone Games, where their two games, DDO and The Lord of the Rings Online, are for now until April 30th, are going to have all the content, the quests and the instances will be free.
That's right. DDO is now free, Pineleaf. Not free to play, but free. Sort of. Kind of.
Yes.
Caveat. Caveat. Asterisk. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, it's going to be free. They did put a post up over on the DDO homepage. It starts out with a pretty poignant and very timely quote from Lord of the Rings. "I wish it need not happened in my time," said Frodo. "So do I," said Gandalf. "And so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us." For the world that we live in, that is a very poignant quote. And then they go on, "Here at Standing Stone Games, our goal is to bring joy to everyone through our games, and we feel that is more important than ever. We are making all our adventures and stories open to everyone through April 30th. In addition, we're going to be running some extra events for the games. For Dungeons & Dragons Online, all dungeons and raids," let me repeat that, all dungeons and raids, including those in expansion packs, are open to everyone through April the 30th. So let's let that sink in. Pretty much all of the content in the game right now is free. You can go play anything you would like. Even if you are a free-to-play person or you're a premium person and you don't own the said adventure pack, you're going to be able to play it. It's free for everybody right now.
So if there's any adventure you wanted to test out to see if you like it enough to buy, this is a good time to test out those adventures.
It's a perfect time to do that. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Let me go on here. The Buddy Bonus, 5% XP, is going to be active from March 20th through March 29th. There will also be an addition to our weekend events. So that is awesome. More XP is always good. So through March 29th, you're going to get 5% more XP if you quest with a buddy. Everybody's favorite Mimic event is going to be active starting March the 26th, and that's going to last through April the 6th. And the anniversary event is going to be active starting March the 26th, and that is going to last through April the 30th. So if you didn't have time to farm out the anniversary event, something you're looking for in there, surprise, it's coming back. Then over on the Lotro side, which basically they're doing the same thing, all their content, quest, instances, and skirmishes, even those in the expansion packs are going to be open to everyone through April 30th as well, and they're going to be doing some events as well.
Of course, on the Lotro side, things that are quest locked, you'll still have to complete the quests that are required in order to unlock them.
Right, but it's free, Pinely. The point is it's free. I can't stress the word free enough. But no, this is just really cool for Standing Stone to do this. It's nice because there's a lot of people that are playing the game right now. There's a lot of people that are pretty much stuck in their houses right now that really can't go out, so they turn to video games, and it's pretty awesome of Standing Stone to do this. But you kind of brought up a point that I kind of wanted to talk about for just a little bit here. You did say now is a good time if you don't have the adventure pack and you wanted to maybe sample the quest out or whatever, see if you like it, see if you want to buy the pack. Perfect opportunity to do this. There are a few quests that I would say I would definitely run during this time. If you are a free-to-play player, if you're a brand new player, maybe you're just a premium player that haven't bought some of this stuff. Ravenloft, just whatever you're doing, go do it right now. Amazing. I highly, highly recommend going over to Ravenloft.
What a shock.
I know, exactly. Shocking. That is my number one suggestion for people to do is Ravenloft. I know. Temple of Elemental Evil, with a caveat on that, Part 1.
Part 1, yes, Part 1.
I mean, I don't mind Part 2 and the boss fight. The boss fight's tricky, but once you know how to do it, it's not bad. My only problem with Part 2...
I still haven't figured out how to do it.
Yeah, and we even took you through it. You still don't know how to do it, but that's neither here nor there. My biggest problem with Temple of Elemental Evil in Part 2 is how you have to go all over the place to try to find the little shinies in the corners of the nodes so you can unlock the boss fight. Not a big fan of that. So do Part 1. Part 1's amazing. That boss fight is fun as well. There's a little trick to that too. You'll quickly learn what it is. I won't spoil it for all the new people that haven't done it yet.
It's at least doable.
It is, yeah. It is.
Even by a noob like me.
Exactly. Let's see. The Slave Lords. You might notice so far all my suggestions are classic packs. Not sure if that trend will continue, but we'll see. Slave Lords, another classic module they turned into the game. I think they did an excellent job with it. White Plume Mountain is another one.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Do White Plume. The extra quests that are in White Plume are okay. I don't mind. I like them all, but I forgot the name of it. It's the one with the stupid prison that's floating. That's the only one that I don't like in that quest pack. I cannot for the life of me think of what the name of that quest is. The other extra quests in there are good. Sharn is another one. Again, there's a big caveat on Sharn. Skip the cogs. Not a big fan of the cogs. Once you get past the first quest in Sharn, the rest of them are pretty good. Not a fan of the first quest.
Well, I thought you didn't like the one with the guy sleds either.
That one's kind of growing on me. It's all right.
Okay.
It's all right. So there's another one. Giant Hold. If you have not done Giant Hold, again, caveat: all the quests out in Giant Hold are great, except the Crucible. That quest can burn in hell for all I care. I just pretend that quest doesn't even exist in the game. Somebody mentions it, I'm like, what's that? I've never heard of that. I don't know what you're talking about. Must be something new. Well, I'm never going to go see it, so it's fine.
I was going to say it was a play by Arthur Miller.
Literary jokes, nice. Probably 2 people out in the audience got that finally. Maybe 3. Who knows? We'll see. Leave a comment if you got that joke. Trying to think of what else. Let's see. Giant Hold. Catacombs is another good one. Dalaris Tomb. Excellent. Can't suggest that enough. It's another good one. I know most people listen to this podcast probably have ran all these thousands of times, so they're like, well, duh, yeah, it's good. But, this is like for people that, maybe this is going to bring somebody new into the game, and they might have found this podcast, and they're like, well, what should I check out? This is what I think you should check out. Again, with the kind of caveat, it's a little annoying, but the Thurnal quest chain is pretty good too. They're kind of annoying to complete and they're long and some of the stuff you have to do on them. But the storyline is good, and it kind of ties in with Dalaris a little bit because you get an item from both that you can combine. So do that. I would say that is my probably ones I would suggest people, if you haven't had a chance to check them out, do them list.
Oh, and while you're at it, do the Tower of Frost.
I was going to leave that for you because I figured you would say that.
You figure I would add that one.
Because I was going to ask you if you had a you would add besides Tower of Frost, because that was just a given. You were going to say that.
Okay, that one was a given. Let's see. I think you covered most of them. I mean, let's see. I do like the Devil's Gambit.
Yeah, those are good quests too. Yeah. And I should know I ran Grim and Barrett like 155 billion times. And that's not hyperbole either. I'm pretty sure I ran it just about that many times.
Okay.
Give or take 1 or 2.
All right. Let's see. That's right. And I guess you didn't say Keep on the Borderlands. That one's free or already or something?
I completely forgot Keep on the Borderlands, actually. Nope, that would be another one that I would add. I just, that's so new, I forgot about it. Again, another classic pack. It's kind of funny. Most of my suggestions were classic packs or older content. It's kind of interesting how my list turned out.
Right. Then that's the announcement relating to DDO being free. Now, unfortunately, our usual Chronicle is not here because our Chronicle editor was off last week.
That's right. Somebody thought he needed some time off. Like, what the heck, man?
Yeah, he's probably the only person who probably had something scheduled last week that hadn't been canceled.
Exactly.
Yeah. On the Lotro side, Corey Olson, the token professor, had 2 things scheduled the last 2 Fridays. So he says, okay, I won't. So he had canceled his streams for the last 2 weeks. And they come home and say, okay, what's he do? Oh, he's uncanceling his canceled streams.
Yep. That's the world we live in.
That is the world we live in. It says, seems like I'm going to say, all right, it is today our governor declared, yes, we are all non-essential businesses are ordered to shut down today.
Yeah.
And I think, okay, fine. It says, and of course, then comes an hour later, our manager saying, we work for the transportation sector, therefore we fall under essential.
So you come to work tomorrow. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, well.
I fall under that essential category as well. So I go to work.
I could only hope that because so many people are are able to work at home, that's not going to be too bad. It'd be nice if I was able to work at home, but unfortunately, no, IT needs to get me a new computer before I can do that.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Get on that,
Because,
IT.
yeah, I'm sure that under the current circumstances in the world, that's going to happen quickly.
Bet you might be getting a new computer really soon.
Yes. Actually, they might try to get it faster because they are preparing a plan just in case we're forced to shut down the offices and have everybody forced to work from home. We'll see how that goes. But right now, with DDO free, I'm sure they want to sell something.
They do. Slayer Boost, Pine Leaf. What a perfect time
Slayer Boost
for Slayer Boost. It's the Hack and Stash sale. 30% off Slayer Boost, Loot Boost, and Treasure Hunter Elixirs. A perfect time for those three things to be on sale with all content free. Coincidence? Also, select shared storage also on sale, and that's going to run through March the 26th. Your weekly coupon is going to get you a potion of lesser restoration, 5 of those potions of lesser restoration. Coupon code is LessResto, LessResto, Less Resto.
What we really need are potions of cure disease that work in the real world.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Yes. But let's go and see what's coming in from the dungeon. Where Critical Role suspends all live streamed. What were they meeting face to face or something?
Yeah. Oh my God! But you did not just say that, Pine Leaf, right? Oh my God! I'm face. Nobody can see this because it's not a video podcast. But I am literally face palming myself right now.
Well, I'm just so used to broadcasted RPGs to be
Yes,
to be done over the internet or through Roll20 or something like that.
They sat in a room and they played together, Pine Leaf.
Ah,
that is the magic of Critical Role.
That's the magic of Critical Role.
Oh,
okay.
Pine Leaf. Oh, Pine Leaf.
Sorry.
Yes, this is another victim to COVID-19. The statement was, like many of you, we have been monitoring the progress situation around COVID-19, and we have made the difficult decision to temporarily stop all of our live broadcasts. That was effectively immediately on March 17th. The next episode of All Work and No Play aired live on March 17th. Of course, you can catch the video replay of that now. They did do that show live, but that was the last one that they are going to actually be all together and do. They are going to air the finale on March 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific time. They did not say if they pre-taped that when they were all together or if they're going to do just everybody's going to be on the internet and they're going to play separately. It is going to be not live, though. So we'll have to see how they ended up doing that. They went on to say their health, their safety, and the well-being of the company and the employees is their highest priority. And they asked their staff to begin working from home to practice their social distancing last week. And their hearts do go out to everyone affected by COVID-19. And if you're interested in helping, many state governments have set up special funds. You can also check with your local community or check out COVID-19responsefund.org. So sad, something else canceled due to COVID-19. But we always have the hours and hours and hours and hours of back video that we can watch. And pretend it's live.
Oh, well. Like for me, who have no idea what's going on.
And today, Pine Leaf learned they actually are together in the same room when they play. Oh my God, I can't with you, Pine Leaf.
Well, let's go and see what's on the tabletop. And what's on the tabletop is big, heavy, and cold, but not for another week.
And delayed. That's right. The Kickstarter, everybody and their brother, plus 5 people beyond that, is waiting for, has been delayed. It's the Frosthaven Kickstarter. It was set to hit Kickstarter tomorrow as we record this on March, or I'm sorry, yes, I had to make sure I got the dates right. I was confused. It was set to launch tomorrow on March 24th, but they are moving that back 1 week. And that is, you guessed it, due to COVID-19. They ran into some speed bumps and some other issues going with the Kickstarter, so they decided they wanted to get, the Kickstarter 100% before they got it going. So 1 week from now, you can partake in the Frosthaven Kickstarter. But Pineleaf, all is not lost.
Ooh.
Just because the Kickstarter got pushed back, the fine folks over at Gloomhaven decided they were going to release a new scenario. And this is a community-driven and written scenario.
Ooh.
It will come out tomorrow.
All right.
When the Kickstarter was supposed to launch, the community scenario is going to launch. It is called The Blacksmith and the Bear, and you're going to find out more about it tomorrow. And that, of course, is going to be March 24th, the day the Kickstarter was supposed to start. But now we have to wait until March 31st to see them make $1 billion in 1 minute.
In 1 minute.
Oh,
Yeah, there is
that's going to fund in like a minute or less than a minute.
Well, it depends on how much the internet infrastructure can take all those people putting in their pledges.
Well, we'll see, because they're going to break Kickstarter. I guarantee you.
They could break the internet.
They probably might. Let's see, because Gloomhaven made like 2.5-ish million. Pretty sure Frosthaven will make that or more. That's my assumption. My guess is going to be Frosthaven is going to be bigger than the original Gloomhaven Kickstarter. We'll see if I'm right.
The tricky thing in doing that is, of course, all the trouble because some people are going to be in a financial pinch.
True. And they did mention that in their I'm glad you mentioned that, because I did forget to mention that. They did say that, yes, they understand with the whole COVID-19 thing, people are going to be, their finances are up in the air right now. Maybe their budget is not good because they're not working, or maybe they're going to get laid off. They're going to do something pretty amazing with this Kickstarter, actually. Other Kickstarters have done, similar things, so this is not groundbreaking, but I don't remember them doing this for the first Gloomhaven Kickstarter. If you pledge $1, you're going to get access to the Pledge Manager, which means you can pledge $1 and you'll get the Pledge Manager, so then you can pay full price for the game when the Pledge Manager comes out. So instead of having to kick in the $150, which I'm assuming this is going to cost, just a guess because that's what Gloomhaven was, you don't have to pledge the $150 right now. You can just pledge $1, get access to the Pledge Manager, then you can pay $149 when the Kickstarter's over. So that's kind of cool. And they said that they're doing that just to give as many people as the opportunity as possible to get in on the Kickstarter.
Right, because it does make it tough, as you said, during this particular time frame in order to do that.
Indeed. So look for the Frosthaven Kickstarter on March the 31st.
Now, you made me curious as to what the highest amount was gained so far in a Kickstarter so far this year. Just out of curiosity,
Okay,
you said
just this year, okay?
Yeah, I'm only counting this year
Wow,
because
I would have no idea. I haven't been paying that close attention to most of the Kickstarters, really. I know
yes,
the Come On Marvel game did fairly well. Marvel United, that did really well. So what is the most raised on Kickstarter just this year?
yes, just this year. Okay, now I'm getting the here. Okay, Return to Dark Tower,
Mm.
$4 million.
That made $4 million.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I did not realize that made $4 million.
Yep.
Last I looked at it, it was just the other side of 3. It wasn't. It was just past 3. Holy crap! That's insane, people.
That is insane.
So Frosthaven has to beat 4 million, huh?
If it wants to be number one for the year, yeah.
I don't know. Like I said it's gonna have more than 2.5 to beat the original Gloomhaven, but I don't know if it could do 4. That's a lot.
Now, weren't there 2 Gloomhaven Kickstarters?
Yes, I am only counting the second edition reprint. That's the one
Okay.
made 2.5. I can't remember what the original Kickstarter made. It was 1 point something or other. The second reprint made more than the original. I want to say the original was like 1.8 and the second one did like 2.5. So I guess if you can combine those two, it made 3.5, we'll say. Give or take, a few million.
Actually, the original, if you go by pledges, was 386,000.
They must be including people that bought into the pledge manager then too, because I'm pretty sure I read that it made like 1 point something million.
Well, that is a possibility that pre-orders and stuff like that is another possibility. And the second one, oh, that was so close for the second one. 3,999,795.
Wow, it actually made 3 million. I didn't think it made that much. Wow.
It was just shy of 4.
Just almost 4. Ooh, well then maybe Frosthaven can get 4 then.
So that means then the two combined were 4.
4, yeah. Well, then maybe I stand corrected. Maybe Frosthaven will break the 4 million mark. We'll see. Yeah. I do say it's going to fall within seconds, though. It's not going to take very long.
Yeah, probably won't take all that.
Unless Kickstarter breaks.
Well, that's always a possibility. Let's see.
People might melt Kickstarter down trying to throw money at it so quick.
Well, Gloomhaven was, without add-ons, looks like was $99. Of course, you had all those add-ons, which I guess is why you're saying 150. But we're done with that. Let's head on to our next item, where we are going to see what is on the book page. We've got books now, apparently. And we are going to start with Call of Cthulhu. The coloring book is free for download. Oh, boy, that's going to give you nightmares.
This is amazing, is what this is, by Lee. We're all stuck inside right now. We all have a little bit of time on our hands. You can play video games, sure. You can watch movies, sure, why not? Maybe some TV shows to get caught up on. Maybe you want to color. How about color some unspeakable ancient evil? That sounds like a fun time to me. The fine folks over at Chaosium have made the PDF download of the Call of Cthulhu coloring book absolutely free. They say, dear members of the Chaosium tribe, many of you like us maybe staying put at home over the coming weeks. We're all in this together, and to help keep spirits up and our minds occupied, the Chaosium team is working on some fun and engaging diversions we can enjoy while staying in, working from home, in quarantine, or maybe in self-isolation, whichever the case may be. To start things off, we've made the Call of Cthulhu coloring book available as a free download. That's right, you can download the book, print it out, color Cthulhu to your heart's content. They also have a cool little contest running as well. There are 28 different scenes in the coloring book that you can color. So color them, put them up online. Make sure you use the hashtag #HomeWithChaosium. And they are going to see everybody's handiwork. And they are going to give away a art board of your very own if you win their contest. You can get all the rules over in the link that's in the description over on DDO Players. But once again, that hashtag is #HomeWithChaosium. Download the coloring book for free if you would like. There's a printed version as well. That'll cost you $9.95, but it also includes the PDF with your $9.95. Or just download it for free and color Cthulhu, because why would you not want to color Cthulhu? Why?
Well, and the good thing about Cthulhu is if you get the colors all wrong, it makes it even spookier.
Exactly. You get the colors wrong, it's probably right anyway, because it's an unspeakable horror, so nobody can really describe what they're saying anyway. So sure, color it black, color it blue, color it pink. Who knows?
Yes, your mind will be muddled all the same.
That's right. You might not live through coloring Cthulhu, but that's the chance you take.
Then let's head to Vault Comics announces Vampire the Masquerade comic. Oh boy, you must have been waiting for this one.
Oh, I was so excited when I read this, Pine Leaf. I got this press release, and I'm like, oh yes, come to me now. Come to me now. just come on. Is it July 2020 yet? Come on. Yes, Vault Comics is set to launch their Vampire the Masquerade, which is a brand new comics series based on the role-playing game of the same name. This is under license, of course, from Paradox Interactive. Look for it to hit your comic book shelves on July the 20th. The deal...
Assuming we have shelves open at that time.
True. There's that. We'll have to see, tentatively, July 20th. Good point. The deal, which is part of Paradox Interactive's licensing program, revolves around the World of Darkness. This is going to include content for Modipius's Vampire the Masquerade 5e. So you buy the comic book, you're going to get some RPG content in the comic book as well. Vault Comics did say that the first issue is going to feature Cicely Bain. That is a kindred enforcer that is based in the Twin Cities. They have to mentor a mysterious new vampire, and they're going to get caught up into a conspiracy. That never happens in Vampire the Masquerade. Conspiracy? Never.
Conspiracies!
What is this conspiracy you speak of? The RPG, as I said, the comic book is going to include RPG content, as I said. It's going to enable role players to keep up with the events in their story that are in the comic books. You can bring that into your own game. So that's kind of cool that they're tying the two together.
All right. Now, for a question for you, and that is, how close is Skull Splitter to achieving its stretch goal? Remember that big stretch goal they have for 100,000?
Oh yeah, let me look. I haven't looked lately, actually. Let's take a look and see what our fine podcast sponsors over at Skull Splitter Dice are doing.
Yes,
they are just about $3,000 away.
Ooh.
Just shy, as we record this, of $3,000 of breaking the mystery D20 stretch goal. And there is 5 days left as of this recording.
So they have 5 days in which to reach this final stretch goal.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's into our week of gaming. rack. What were you up to?
Well, I actually played some games. I know. Everybody, steady yourselves. Take a seat. This is going to be unheard of, but I played some games finally. Not only did I play some tabletop games, not only did I play D&D, I played some video games as well finally.
Well, considering how little people are able to do stuff outside.
True. I mean, the whole COVID-19 thing, there is, the thing about you're stuck inside, so you got to find time to pass. And that's what I did. I passed the time with games. We'll start on the tabletop. Tabletop games. I broke out the Castle Ravenloft board game. And this was inspired by you, Pineleaf.
By me.
You. Because you've been playing this, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't played Castle Ravenloft in forever. So I broke it out, cleaned off the cobwebs, cracked the box open. Yeah, it was pretty dusty. It's been a while since I even touched that box. Broke it out, set it all up. I did Adventure 1, which is Escape the Tomb. And if you're not familiar, that is a true solo one. That is run with just one character. That is a true solo adventure. I barely, and I mean barely, survived that. Strahd had just came out, but I managed to get to the secret stairway, and I managed to actually win by getting there because I started the next round then there because, it was close though. Didn't think I was going to do it. And then I did Adventure 2, which is Find the Icon of Ravenloft. That I did with 2 heroes. Of course, I was playing solo, so I was running both. But this wasn't actually the Adventure 1 is meant to be a true solo. You just run it with 1 hero. And I'm telling you, it's tough. It's really, really tough. Especially, I had some really bad encounter cards at the first 3 encounter cards I had were horrible. And the first 3 monsters that I pulled were horrible. So it was pretty much downhill from turn 1 in Adventure 1. Adventure 2 went a little better. Wasn't quite as close. It did manage to actually beat it. And then Adventure 3, I had to run twice because I lost the first time. That
kobold got to you, huh?
He did, yeah. That's Clack's Infernal Artifact. Yeah, he kicked my butt the first time, but then the second time, I had a little bit better luck. Had some better die rolls as well, too. So managed to do it the second time around. So I guess I'm just going to, as I'm kind of on a, excuse the pun, roll now with this, I might just go ahead and try to go through all the adventures. So
okay.
Stay tuned for that. And then I also busted out Doctor Who Time of the Daleks.
Ooh.
Totally do not understand that game. I am not getting something. Totally not understanding the rules. I'm gonna have to watch a how-to play video or something. I read the book several times. I thought I understood it. I started playing it, and I lost. I just lost badly, and I'm like, I got to be doing something wrong.
Yeah, because it's certainly, especially considering that it's designed as we're talking about the same game, because the one I'm thinking of is a semi-cooperative.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, because if you play it solo or cooperative, it's easier than if it were semi-cooperative.
Well, you would think so. But I am apparently doing something wrong, so I'm going to find a couple watch it play videos or whatever and see if there's. I'm just kind of thinking I'm making it harder than it needs to be somehow. So
that is a possibility, or you just haven't quite figured out the right strategy on it.
That could be too. So I will definitely go back to that after I do a little more research. So that was my tabletop. In D&D 5e, of course, did all this online via Fantasy Grounds because, social distancing and all, you can't be around people. So we had to play virtually, but that was fine. These 2 groups play virtually anyway, so really the whole social distancing thing, that's all right. We did D&D Splat. That, of course, is Patrick's game over on D&D Night on DDO stream. We pre-recorded this episode, so stay tuned for that. I think it's going to air in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I will check super sure when it's going to air. Then last night, live on D&D stream, we did the Heroes of Battle Rise campaign. That is, of course, DM'd by Mr. Evil Beaker. We're running the Out of the Abyss campaign. We are almost out of the Underdark. We're in the middle of a really, really, really big fight right now. It kind of ended on a cliffhanger because we're in the middle of this big fight. Are we going to survive the fight to be able to hopefully get out of the Underdark? We'll see. Stay tuned. But that I will link that video in the show notes because that should be on Twitch. Don't think it's up on YouTube yet, but you can watch the Twitch archive of that. And then, as I mentioned, I played some video games. All on the Xbox One. Did Red Dead Redemption 2. I talked about this for several weeks. Jump back into this. Still playing the story mode. Still loving it. It's still kind of challenging. There's a couple hard parts. There's one mission I failed a couple times. And then I tried it again. I tried a little bit different strategy, and I actually managed to get through it. And then I checked out the online option for Red Dead Redemption. It's just called Red Dead Online. Imagine that. That I played just a little bit. I did the first mission and lost horribly. So there's a bit of a learning curve on it because some of the controls are a tad bit different, and I think the difficulty level is ramped up as well. And plus, you're playing with other people doing some of the missions and stuff too. So it depends, like the group that you get grouped with too as well. So I'll probably jump back into that. That was fun. And then I noticed as part of Xbox Ultimate Game Pass that I have, the Vampire RPG is soon to leave Game Pass. And I thought, I haven't played that yet. So I'm going to jump in and play that. So I quickly downloaded it to my Xbox, started playing it, and instantly fell in love with it. It is so good. I don't know why I waited so long to play this game. It is so good.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, considering its theme.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very interesting too because you can actually, the mechanics of the game make it very, very interesting. You don't have to feed on people if you don't want to, but if you choose not to feed on people, you won't level up because feeding on people is what makes you level up. But then you have to balance that with the people that you feed on. You have to make sure who it is, and you can't feed on too many of them from a certain area of the town because it's going to raise alarm. And then you're also a doctor that are trying to heal people, and you're trying to figure out the cause of the Spanish flu. This is set in Victorian London when the Spanish flu epidemic hit, which is kind of a weird coincidence. I didn't actually realize that was the plotline of the game.
It sounds more, it won't be Victorian then because Spanish flu was 19...
I'm sorry, did I say Victorian? Yeah, I didn't.
You said Victorian.
Oh, I did not mean to say Victorian. No, it's right around 1918, right during the war.
Yeah.
Yeah, I if I said Victorian, I totally apologized.
That would have been war. Yeah, that would have been splat during wartime because you had the war killing people, you had the flu killing people.
Yeah, it's set right at the beginning of 1918. You wake up. I guess I could spoil that because the game's been out for a while. So if you're ever planning on playing Vampire, spoiler alert, you wake up right after you return from the war. You're in London. The Spanish flu is in full effect. You wake up in a mass grave. You're a vampire. You're not sure why you're a vampire. You crawl yourself out of this like mass grave with all these bodies. And you feed on the first person you see, but there's a consequence of that because I won't spoil it that much. And then the game starts from there. But as I said, you are a doctor in the war. You were a surgeon. You were actually a famous doctor that did a lot of research on blood transfusions. Okay. So you're using that knowledge with the vampire powers that you have to figure out which people are going to be the best to feed on, because some people are better for you than others because the better people give you more experience, so you can level yourself up. But yet, if you kill too many people, you're going to raise suspicion. So you have to like balance all of this stuff. Plus, you're trying to help these people, and you're trying to figure out what's going on with the whole Spanish flu. As I said, I didn't realize the whole Spanish flu thing played into the story, so that was kind of a weird coincidence.
Yeah,
it was like, yes. I will admit it was a little uncomfortable at first because they were saying, "Oh my God, all these people are dying from this virus that's going around, and nobody knows what this Spanish flu is." And I was like, "Ooh, that's a little too." Lifelike here.
Close to home.
yeah, yes. Exactly. It's I will admit it was kind of creepy at first, and then I was like, okay, this is just okay. It's a game. Let's play. So I'm gonna jump back into that more. I am really loving that game. As I said, I like the fact that you have to balance how many people that you feed off, what people you feed off of, because I actually had to like start from a save because I fed off the wrong person and I screwed my game up. Because it turns out I needed that person for a quest. Well, they weren't there anymore because I killed them because I fed off them.
You killed the quest giver.
By accident. So then I was like, ooh, I really have to pay attention to who I'm feeding off up here. This is very interesting. So yeah, I had to start back. So enjoying that. And then another game that I saw that was leaving Game Pass that I had been wanting to play. So I jumped on that real quick while it was still there. And that is Rise of the Tomb Raider. I want that 10 minutes of my life back. That, I'm going to admit something right now. For the first time ever, I have never, ever done this. In X amount of years I've been playing video games. You can figure that out by certain things that I say. You can probably figure out how old I am and how long I may or may not have been playing video games. I did something with Rise of Tomb Raider I have never done before, Pineleaf.
What, you sacrificially burnt the entire thing it was on?
If I could have done that, I would have. I rage quit. I rage quit so hard, Pineleaf. My exact word, well, I won't say my exact words because some people might get offended. It was basically, this is the most stupidest game I have ever played in my life, and blank this blanking game. You can fill in the blanks there. I'll keep it family friendly for Pineleaf. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I have never rage quit a game, Pineleaf, but I rage quit this game within about 10 minutes.
Okay, let's see. Seeing how I've never lasted more than an hour in a Tomb Raider game, I
love all the Tomb Raider games. I haven't had a problem with any Tomb Raider game. But screw this game. This game is stupid.
Oh, boy.
I quit within the first 10 minutes. I didn't even make it past probably I didn't even make it to the first major milestone of the game. You start out in... Well, it's like an unnamed mountain range during the snowstorm. And you happen to use these ice pick things to climb up this mountain. Well, in the aspect of doing that, you chunk down into the mountainside with your ice pick, and it breaks off, and you start to fall. Well, the guy that's with you, you guys are tethered together. He catches you on the rope. And then he's like, use your weight to swing back and forth, and then catch yourself on the wall and then start climbing up.
All right.
Sounds easy, right? No.
Yeah.
The controls suck. I swung there for like 20 minutes, and I could never get close enough to the ice wall to like catch it. I swing over. It looked like I was going to get it. I would hit the button to use my pick to hit the wall. Oh, no, you weren't close enough. Oh, you lost all your swinging action, and you fall to your death. Try again. Rinse, repeat. Yeah, I did that about 5 times, and I'm like, screw this game. I'm done. So I installed it. So Rise of the Tomb Raider, you suck.
Mm-hmm.
And that...
Actually, that sounds a lot like how it went when I attempted the reboot a few years back.
Oh, see, I love the reboot. And this is like the prequel to the reboot. This takes place before the reboot. Which, the reboot game I loved. I had that for the PC. That game, I loved that game. It was great. I actually beat that game twice. But no, this game, Rise of the Tomb Raider, nah, screw it. Don't bother. You'll never get that 10 minutes of your life back. Trust me. I'm still trying to figure out how to get that 10 minutes back.
Now,
That's like
here's
that's
my
like
question.
okay.
Why is it that on Steam the reception is very positive?
Because people are stupid. Finally, people are dumb. They paid those people to say that to make it look good. That's why I'm telling you, this game sucks. This is the worst Tomb Raider game I've ever played in my life.
Okay. There is one person who didn't like it. He says, "Well, I really like Tomb Raider 2013. I can't say the same thing about this game, unfortunately."
That guy gets it right there. That guy right there gets it.
It's not that this is a bad game per se, but it doesn't have the same magic as 2013 installment. The main reason for this is that the setting and storyline Tomb Raider felt like a very self-constrained game, telling a very focused story. So
That guy gets it right there, finally.
So
kudos to that guy. Game sucks, finally. I'm telling you, it sucks. Don't waste your time. I'm still trying to find that 10 minutes of my life back. That's 10 minutes I could have been doing something productive with my life instead of wasting it on the freaking Rise of the Tomb Raider crap game.
Something productive like playing Tiddlywinks.
Yeah. Sure. Like watching paint dry would have been more productive than that crap. Staring out the window, watching the world go by would have been more productive than that crap. I digress. Anyway,
okay.
What did you do this week, Piley?
Hey, well, I'm going to begin with Dungeons & Dragons Online, where my Wood Elf Druid... So I started my Wood Elf Druid, and I ran the Grotto. I know, of course, you got to run that one. And then I, of course, ran all of the quests in the Keep of the Borderlands, and I managed to do this without a hireling. So I managed to get through all of that. Let's see. Now, I did manage to catch the runner and kill it quickly, but in fact, I killed the runner so quickly, I killed the runner before they told me that there was a runner.
Wow.
Yes.
And I'd yet to kill the guy once, and here you killed him twice. And once even before they told you to kill him.
And this was, of course, with a melee character, because this was Druid. It didn't exactly have much in the way of... Yeah, so I just ran because now I know where to get. Okay, just ran after it, go whack, 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 and now it says, now, unfortunately, something got stuck somewhere. I don't know if it was because I killed the runner so quickly or for some reason, but when I talked to a person that you had to talk to later in order to get the chaos thing, I got the first phase of it, but it never finished that off. So I never finished that optional, so I never gained the chaos token for the kobold. So I couldn't finish the chaos token part on the final quest. Let's see. And what else happened? Oh yes, I'm beginning to wonder is if there is some connection between the Medusa and how you get through into the final room, because when I was going into the final room, I noticed that you had the doors that were closed off, and you had to do the puzzle in order to unlock it again. While the last time I did it, I didn't have to do that. It was already all open. So I don't know if that was that it being open last time was a bug that was fixed, or if how you interact with the Medusa changes what goes on there, or what. I guess I'm going to have to experiment with that at some point. Though I did get through because of the secret doors in that, because those secret doors in that one are really easy, so you can get around that puzzle anyway. A lot easier that way. And I did manage to kill, despite the fact that I was on a druid and didn't have any had a minimum ranged attacks and all that, I did manage to kill the druid. Not the druid, I mean the boss at the end, despite the fact that before that I had only done it once before. So the last two ones, I managed to kill the runner, and I managed to catch up with the final boss as he runs away. So that's rather a strange, interesting coincidence there. Then with you, I ran Elder Scrolls Online, where we went together and defended a town and killed a dragon.
We did. A big
Yes.
dragon, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, so we got rid of that dragon, and I'm sure that gives everybody a great deal of inspiration on everything that's going on in there. And then in tabletop, I played some more Aeon Zen trying to get Mist against the Knight of Shackles, and let's just say I kept on getting shackled. So I didn't do too well on that. I keep on losing. I just can't get rid of the Knight of Shackles fast enough before the Knight of Shackles opens up all his breaches. So I don't know how many attempts it's going to take me before I be able to get that little win done. Then I ran 4 Against Darkness, Knight of Destiny. This is a single character story where you're playing a paladin and you are attempting to find the Holy Grail. And I just found this a bit repetitive, and I mean even by 4 Against Darkness standards. Because, okay, things will get a little repetitive in 4 Against Darkness too, of course, in the general version. But Knight of Destiny, I just felt like I was just getting constantly faced with, okay, it's time to challenge a knight. Okay, are you ready? It's time to challenge another knight. Oh, you're challenged by another knight. Well, then, of course, eventually undid me, and eventually fighting all those knights did wear me down and get me killed. But I just kept on getting the same types of encounters as I was going through in there, which did not make the thing fun in the least. In fact, on this entire run, I did not face a single minion. I just kept on facing these knights, which are, I guess, something. I guess they would hold the same place as weird monsters would in regular 4 Against Darkness, because they're not quite bosses, but they're not minions either. Then I decided to try Carcassonne the Castle using the Carc Island variant. And in this slight tweak, in that I was playing with the castle wall as a constraining factor, and I managed to get 135 points, but I had one space that I could not fill in the end, so I didn't quite win on that one. Then I played Castilian and was reminded why it's my least favorite of the Onaverse games. Then, because the theme of this month's SoloCon is castles, I decided to play Beleaguered Castle, which is a patience game. I played 4 rounds of Beleaguered Castle before I managed to beat it. After the first couple of times, I was wondering, it is possible to win this, isn't it? It says, well, according to my reference books, 25% chance of winning. Oh, 25% chance of winning. On my 4th one, I won. So I was like, yeah, 25%. Then I ran Castle Itter, which is the strangest war in World War II, where you're defending this castle against the SS. I actually managed to hold off the SS this time and complete all the major objectives, which I think means that next time I play it, I'm going to have to bump up the difficulty level, I guess, because we can't have you winning too much, right? And that's my week in gaming.
Wow, for once, I think we did about the same. Almost. That's crazy. The world is askew, finally.
The world is askew. Yeah, remember, I don't count Lotro when I give stuff.
Well, that's true. Okay. Well, God forbid if
Minecraft.
you do that.
I forgot to mention Minecraft, didn't I?
Well, I was going to ask you. You didn't play Minecraft at all? That's weird.
Oh yes, of course I played Minecraft. I did play week 3 of the Mage Rage, where. Well, yes, I was looking for weapons. It was certainly, mood for weapons this week, because I was looking for swords. I needed to make swords. I had to make crossbows. I had to do all sorts of things that had to do with combat. So I managed to do that. And I was also in my main world. I was doing a lot of work with villagers. And the idea there was to get my villagers and trading up my villagers and trying to improve what they're going in. I finally get my tools toolsmith and my weaponsmith, I managed to get them both up to full levels, which means that now I can get diamond art. No, not diamond art. Diamond weapons and diamond tools from these toolsmiths, which is great because I am really having a lot of trouble finding diamonds in this particular one. According to my statistics, I have picked up a total of 17 diamonds in the course of the about 2 or 3 months that I have been playing in this world. That's pathetic.
Say, that doesn't seem like a lot.
No, it is an incredibly small amount on this. So I'm having a lot of trouble finding diamonds all over the place. Like I did a diamond hunt during this week also, and I found one small vein that yielded 4 diamonds. And the only reason why it yielded 4 diamonds is because I've got a fortune. It's either a fortune 2 or a fortune 3 pick. So if it weren't for that boost, I probably would have gotten only 1. But fortunately, I don't need to rely on finding diamonds in order to get diamond gear because I can now get it from the villagers. And I have means of which to get the emeralds so that I can do that. In fact, in addition to trading with villagers in order to get emeralds, I think I might have found more emeralds underground than I found diamonds underground. And that's a rather strange statistic there, considering that emeralds are probably the single hardest substance to find in the overworld because they're only in one type of biome and they're ultra rare. They're not useful enough and all that stuff. Now, concerning the villagers, I've been noticing that something's been damaging my iron golems because first off, I've been getting a large number of iron golems in my village, which is rather unusual enough. And second of all, they've been taking a heavy amount of damage, which usually implies that something is scaring the villagers and that the iron golems are fighting something. Eventually, I did find a banner, an illager banner in there. So it looks like illagers are occasionally popping up into the village, and that we've got the iron golem killing them off. And this is concerning because what am I going to do now to keep the villagers safe? Because one of my villagers might get killed by the illagers that are popping up because the illagers come in with crossbows and start shooting villagers if they can get away with it. Fortunately, I've got enough iron golems in there to keep them at bay for the moment. So that's a problem that I'm going to have to solve. Now, I did even manage there one time. I came in there and I actually saw the pillagers pop in themselves. So, yes, they're going to be a little bit of a problem, I think. So, what else do we have? After the pillagers and that, I don't think I made much progress on the temple, though I have been making progress on the ground where I'm starting to work on a spider displayer. The idea here is that usually when you have a spider spawner, you might create some sort of kill zone so that you can use it as a farm or whatever. But the main thing I'm planning on using this one for is as a display piece because this is a arthropod themed build in addition to the Temple of Mareka build in there. So because of the arthropod theme, I decided I'm going to have this room where you get into the area and then these spires are going to be dropping down and displaying in the glass. So I'm just going to see if I can have this room filled with spiders. That should really creep out someone if they were coming in for a dungeon or something like that. We'll see how effective I can make that. And I think that covers what I did in Minecraft. Now that's what my week was like in gaming this week. So now let's enter the donations, where we currently have 14 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, simply go to the donations page. You can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. This money will be used for podcasting hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. And if you'd like to make a one-time donation instead, you could send it to Drac at email drac@ddoplayers.com. And Yes, we have 2 shows every week. On Mondays at 7 p.m. USC time, we have DDO Players News. And on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. USC time, we have Locha Players News. And you can join us for our shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight. And this is Piling Needles reminding you to quest responsibly.